Kia ora everyone. In this tutorial we're just going to go over how to use the layers a little bit more and set up some named views so we can refer to them later on, and then print out a PDF as well using from the layouts that we've created. So here you can see I've got a few versions of what I've designed. I just want to go to the layers tablet, layers panel, and there's a few layers here that we've set up. I'm going to just click on this model here because we don't want that to show. So if we come up to the properties panel, and then if we click on there, we can see layer is set to default. I'm going to put that to layer 2. So you can see that it's there, and if I come back to the layers panel, I've got layer 2 and layer 3. I'm using those, so I can just turn that off so that then disappears, which makes life a little bit easier. And I had another one here which I can just turn those off, so I don't need to see those. So the next thing that I want to do is start to create a new view. So I want to get something down here. So if we come back up to the properties for viewport, so by default that should just come up when you're in that view. And then we've got the viewport here, so we've got the little camera. We can come down, and in the Z location, so the height, it's up at quite high, so I'm going to put that down to 1.6 meters. Ooh, and so now we're a lot sort of more at eye level, as if we were approaching this rather than bird's eye view. And then I'm just going to come up and use the pan tool, and then sort of get roughly where I want. So I'm just going to zoom in here. Oh, I don't want to do that. So now I've got a view that I quite like. And sort of how it's looking. I'm going to come down back over to the panels settings, and then I can go show panels, and then on here we can pan down, and there is named views. So we're going to bring that up, cut out of that. So at the moment there's no named views, but top right hand corner there's a little plus sign, so we can click that, and I'm just going to call this perspective 01, and then apply, and you can see that it saves some information around that, which is quite good. So just to go back over that, if we go to the properties inspector, so you can see now we're in perspective 01. We can change a number of things here. We can even lock this, which can be quite good, so we can't move around. Sometimes that can be quite helpful, so we know that we can lock it. We can change things like the lens length, so if we want to zoom in or zoom out, and then the X and Y location, so we can play with those. So we might want to zoom in a bit, so there, we might not, so we want to come back. And you can see that wasn't quite what we wanted. We've changed that. So if we come back to the name views, double click, it goes back to that save view. So it allows us to have a number of save views. So we might want to even come in, let's see if we can get sort of, where are we, move around another view, maybe something like this, and then we can save that. So perspective 02, and apply. So if we come back into these views, so you can see here we've got perspective 1, perspective 2. We can click on the little arrow next to that piece, come down, and under set view you've got top, plan, bottom, perspective, but then our saved perspectives as well now, so we can move between those. So I can go, or if we go to the top view and zoom extent, so you can see that there, little model. So we can move around and go back to those. And if we go out to the layouts, so I'm actually going to do another page. What have we got on page 1? So we've got that happening. I'm going to put, let's come into here and move that across. And same with this one. Just bring that all in. Move that across as well. I want to add a couple more perspectives in here. So up to the layout tab, create a new detail. So there. I don't want the top view, so let's double click in here and go down to set view and perspective 1, and then we want to set that to, I'm going to set it to monochrome, so you can sort of get this simple rendered view. Come over here, come out of that, copy, so I can hold down Option or Alt, I think, on Windows. Bring that down and it makes a copy. If I hold down, no, I don't want to hold down Shift. Just bring that down. So now we've got a copy of that. If I double click in here, I can right click and go set view to perspective 2. And so now you can sort of see that progression through. This is okay, it needs a little bit of work, but as a starting point, we've got our 2 pages. Now we want to print these. So if we go up to File and Print, so here we're going to save it as a PDF. So by default, it should have a Rhino PDF up here. And then you can see what's going on. You can see I've stuffed up that by moving it around, that view. So let's come back and check that. So double click in here and we'll just move that around, something like that. So we've got a few things going on. So we can go up to File, Print, or we can just type print in there. Then you can see what's going on. You want to check that we've also got a raster output. Vector will just do lines, so you can see what's coming in. Here we want a raster output. I've also got some bits going on there which I should turn off in the layers. And then just at this stage, display color is fine. View output, print multiple pages. So here we've got 2 of 2. And I think there's a few other settings. Generally it's good to have scale 1:1 so that we're printing at the correct size. We're not going to worry about margins. Just leave the line type match definition at the moment. So we'll see how that all goes. So we can print. And then we want to save that. I've saved that into a little folder. So let's call this SARC 111 iteration. Something like that. We don't need the PMP, and then save. And it's a good idea just to double check when we print things, just to make sure that they've come through as we expected. And yes, they have. So just it gives you a bit of an idea of how to start thinking about what you're doing. And we might need to change some of these, but it's that first iteration. So good luck.